What's going on, guys? Zephanics here, and if you're on my Facebook account, you might have noticed that I said something earlier today. I said this is kind of a make it or break it situation. Will, in fact, the Xbox E3 conference make me feel like anyway, to go ahead and actually keep my Xbox? I was really kind of wondering about that. Did I feel like I really need to keep it? Because I really don't really play it. I play my PC more than anything. So I figured I'd wait for today's E3 to find out. So let's jump right into it. First and foremost, they were 2 minutes late. I know, I'm a stickler for that. It's funny because the PlayStation fans, every year they say, "Oh, Zephanics, why are you attacking the PlayStation fan for just being 2 minutes? You're being you're nitpicking." No, not really. They were late. I mean, yeah. Anyway, so let's go ahead and start off. First of all, they started off with talking about Halo 5 Guardians. This was like the first E3 from Microsoft that did not have a Call of Duty game. I just realized that. Damn, mind blown. Anyway, so they started off with Halo 5 Guardians. It did look pretty good. It kind of reminded me of Halo Reach, which some people did like Halo Reach, some people didn't. Me personally, I loved Halo Reach. It was a great multiplayer co-op experience. I absolutely loved it. Locke, if you guys don't know, he's the black guy from the Halo stories. He's actually available. He's actually a playable character in the game, so that's cool. I believe Locke is the black guy. Let me see what else. And it looked like he was kind of giving commands to his squad. I wasn't 100% sure if he was doing that. Was that just animation? But nonetheless, it still did look good. Basically, there's going to be 2 squads when you're playing the co-op game. You have 2 different co-op games you can play from. 2 different story perspectives, should I say. So both of them will have a squad. One will be led by Master Chief. The other one's going to be led by the other one. The guy, I don't remember his name right now. It's going to have drop in and out co-op just like Reach did. So that's very good. I'm very excited to go ahead and kind of see this new Halo. They're also going to have something called a War Zone, which is kind of like the answer to Battlefield. So it's going to be like a big old Halo, battle thing going on there. It looks pretty good. The second exclusive they showed was ReCore. ReCore, at first I didn't know what to make of it, but then I saw them actually go ahead and take like the core of the dog, the robotic dog that they had, and what she did was she actually took it from that and she put it into another machine, and he kind of took over that. So I thought that was really cool. Someone's calling me. We'll call him later. Let's see. So now the biggest announcement, well, one of the biggest announcements, was that Xbox One was now going to have backwards compatibility. Nobody saw that coming. Now, in most cases, I can go ahead and see exactly what's going on. I already know this is going to happen. Let's just go ahead and bring it out. This surprised the hell out of me. It actually, I was like, wow. And there's supposed to be some available right now. I haven't really checked to see what's available right now. Looking forward to checking it out. But yeah, so it looks like Xbox One will be backwards compatible with Xbox 360 games. I'm hoping one day we'll see Xbox One games, but right now, this is actually pretty good. This is actually really good, too, now that I think about it, because there's a lot of games on Xbox that I really wanted to play, but I never got a chance to play it, So I'm very happy to see that all my digital content that was originally on the Xbox 360 is going to be ported over to the Xbox One, well, at least as much as they will make available. Remember, at the same time, I'll take this with a grain of salt, because I remember they said the same exact thing with the original Xbox, and the original Xbox, only about a certain amount of games were actually backwards compatible, so we'll have to see. But so far, very good announcement by Microsoft. They also mentioned all your digital and retail discs will work, but you're going to have to go ahead and download something if you have the retail disc. So just remember that. Yeah, so basically what that means is that if there's some games out there you can think of right now that you really want to go ahead and pick up, you might want to go ahead and pick them up from GameStop like soon, so you can go ahead and use the disc and go in there. Of course, there's no saying that that game's going to actually be compatible, but whatever's whatever. What else is going on here? Oh, he did go ahead and play Mass Effect, and he showed off some of the Xbox features, Xbox One features, if you will. So it looks like all the features that will be available on the actual Xbox One will be usable on the Xbox 360 as well. Twice. Oh, there's a conversation going on here. Yeah. Anyway, so let's see what else has happened here. So they mentioned select games are already available. And it's funny because he said we won't charge you for games that you already own. Basically taking a shot at Sony. I was like, damn. I was like, it's funny because I was like, in my head, I was remembering that I saw a video the other day with, what was it, Lion King. And she was like, yes, or something like that. I was like, woo. There you go, Microsoft. Go ahead and take them pot shots. It's been a while since you've done that. Last time they took a shot at was like 3 years ago, and they took a shot at Google with that one. Speaking of, mm, sorry, I got no segue for that. But the thing is that they also announced a new Xbox controller called an Elite controller, which kind of surprised me at first. I knew it was coming out with a controller, but I thought it was just a nice little update to it. It's apparently way more. It's going to have a lot of things that I absolutely loved about the Steam controller. And it looks like, okay, how to put this? It's going to have a couple things that Steam controller had, including the fact that you can go ahead and take the triggers right here, and you can go ahead and take the triggers and turn them from analog to digital. Now, I'm not 100% sure if you can go ahead and do that, one side and the other or whatever, but like have like the left side actually digital while the right side is going to be analog or vice versa. But I do know that's going to be a feature in there. I also noticed that it's going to have customizable controls, which means that you can take the D-pad out and put it back to what it looks like as a touchpad it looked like. So I was really surprised at that. I was like, damn. So first I saw that D-pad, I was like, oops, nope. Sorry, Microsoft, you failed on that one. They're going to eat you alive. And then he said customizable, took it out and put it back in. Basically, yeah. I gotta say, that was amazing. And allowing you to go ahead and take out if you didn't like these kind of analogs, now you can go ahead and switch them out. Woo! That was a lot. Good job by Microsoft for that one. The next showdown, Fallout 4. The main character is going to have a voiceover. The second screen experience will be available, which not only is that awesome, but that's really awesome. Because I was kind of thinking of ways to really kind of innovate my own game. And the second screen experience is something that I wasn't really thinking about until now. And I'm like, oh, yeah, second screen experience. That makes a lot of sense, actually. So, yeah, for my own game that I'm developing, I'm actually going to go ahead and add in the second screen experience. So that's cool. Also, mods from the PC will be available on Xbox One. Wow. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not the first time it's happened on consoles. I believe the last time it happened on consoles was Unreal Tournament for PlayStation 3. So, still, though, it's really good. I also saw somewhere that you can go ahead and get Fallout 3 when you buy Fallout 4 for Xbox One, so that's pretty cool too. Peter Moore came out and talked about the E3 Vault, basically just kind of upselling it for the most part and upselling some stuff that he was coming out with. Also, if you are a Gold member, you can go ahead and play every and any game in the Vault for free. That's actually a good reason to become a Gold member now if you want to. Forza Motorsport 6 was announced, and basically they started off by exploring a new car, the Ford GT06. It's going to be released on the 15th. That's pretty cool. What else they do? Let's see. By this time, it's like the half an hour mark. I was kind of impressed. I was like, okay, so far, really good. I mean, Fallout mods, new controller, backwards compatibility, Halo, and Recore is really, really awesome right then and there. Dark Souls 3 was announced, early 2016's release date. Tom Clancy's Division was played, long-ass trailer, but it did go ahead and talk about how it's going to use the old tried-and-true bioweapon storyline. It's also going to go ahead and use, they're going to have exclusive beta, which is awesome for the Xbox One. And also, Rainbow Six 1 and 2 will actually be available in backwards compatibility for free. That's awesome, because I'm a big fan of Rainbow Six, especially Rainbow Six 1. That was actually one of the first games I got on Xbox, and if you guys remember my original first video that I've ever done, Rainbow Six is one of those games that I actually mentioned. But anyway, moving on. Rainbow Six Siege was announced to have a release date on October 13, 2015. Then they started talking about Windows 10 and Xbox One exclusive. Gigantic was one of the games. It was a free-to-play game. The beta is coming out in August. A montage of games were shown, about 16 different games for ID at Xbox. 4 games. Tacoma, Beloved Eyes, Cuphead, and Ashen were actually announced. I believe it was Cuphead and Ashen which really kind of caught my attention. So that was actually pretty cool. Game previews, just like Steam, early access games will be available on Xbox. They mentioned a couple of games that they're going to have available. Elite Dangerous will actually be available today. So at the end of this video, while I'm actually uploading this video, I will be downloading that as well. I see I'm at the 9-minute mark, 9:27 rather. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Ion was announced by the guy who created DayZ. No real information was given. Rise of the Tomb Raiders release date will be November 10th. Now, this next part actually I was really happy about this. The whole collection, basically all of Rare's games are going to be available on Xbox One. I absolutely love that. I'm trying to figure out exactly how they're going to do that because a lot of Rare games were actually exclusive on like Nintendo. and stuff like that on Nintendo systems. And on top of that, some of them were actually arcades. So does that mean that we're going to have arcade games too? And on top of that, there were multiple games, such as like Battletoads. There were like 3 different Battletoad games for 3 different consoles. Are we going to get all of them? There's a lot of questions that actually were not answered then. But anyway, a new game, Sea of Thieves, a multiplayer pirate game. Yes, please, thank you. Come again. Seriously, love pirates. Can't wait to see that. Fable Legends, free to play, coming this holiday, whatever. Kodo came back. He looked actually very different than he had before. Basically, Microsoft also announced. Okay. Huh. Anyway, Microsoft also announced that they're going to work with Valve VR to make it the best. So it looks like Microsoft probably is going to use that VR to go ahead and use VR into the Xbox One directly. That sounds pretty cool, actually. Also, they talked about the Xbox One controller, not the Elite controller, funny thing, coming out for Oculus Rift. And then they talked about HoloLens for gaming. Now, a lot of you already know this. If you don't know this, my game that I'm developing is actually going to be available for HoloLens as well. So that's actually pretty cool. What they did was they was actually playing Minecraft. And at first it was a little lackluster because they just had Minecraft playing on a wall, with a little ribbon around it and whatever. So I'm like, okay, that's okay. So I'm sitting there watching it play. And then the coolest part happened. He actually took it apart. He actually took the game and rebuilt the world on his coffee table. So he was able to go in and look into the world and see what was going on. That is awesome on the multiple levels. Imagine the freaking machinima from that. I'm just saying. Anyway, so that was awesome. Gears of War Ultimate Remastered is coming in August. The beta starts today. I'm going to go look into that too. And last but not least, Gears of War 4 was shown. It has a release date of 2016. It clearly was inspired by The Last of Us. I got the whole feel of The Last of Us from this, which is kind of cool, really, because the way the game played, the way the game kind of felt, at least, which is kind of cool because Uncharted was actually inspired by Gears, so it's kind of come full circle. So overall, to answer the question, am I going to keep my Xbox? I gotta say, let's just say it survives in my house a little bit longer, So I really was thinking about getting rid of it, but I'm like, damn. I mean, Gears looks pretty good, and that's only exclusive. And then the Halo game has really surprised me. And the backwards compatibility, yes, please. So, and then of course the new controllers are good too. I'm probably going to go ahead and sell these controllers and use them as a down payment for the new controllers. But overall, I gotta say, I am very ecstatic about what. Sorry about that. I need the WD-40 on this chair. About what Microsoft actually brought to the table. I gotta say, Xbox might have actually won this E3. I mean, so far we saw some great stuff, and this is stuff that gamers have wanted. Brand new controller that, to be honest with you, I didn't even know I wanted until I saw the Steam controller. And while the game is not better, while the new controller is not as good as the Steam controller is, admittedly, I gotta say it did look pretty damn good. So then, almost, like I said, the Xbox controller was good. Backwards compatibility, yes, please. There were so many things going on. I was really shocked and really happy about what this conference, really brought to the table. And it's been a long goddamn time since I've been able to say that about a Microsoft conference. Very good, Microsoft. You guys have a good night. Zeph is out.